all of that. Remember, folks, I'm worst case scenario. I have no light perception. So those of you with some light perception and 2200 whatever, you can fare much better than me. Um, so what I guess I'll start out with is Zoom. Well, up until March 20th, 2020, working from home was a fancy idea. A lot of us who work on a computer all day, it would be nice to work from home, and I would love to work from home, and I would like to be, working my pajamas all day. That would be great. But after March 20th, 2020 was when the pandemic hit, or when Governor Cooper decided that we needed to take some drastic action about dealing with this pandemic. Now, so what that means is we've got a new tool in our arsenal. That tool is Zoom. Now, you've also got WebEx. I think Google has one that will do pretty much the same thing. There's 4 or 5 different companies out there that have the ability to have meetings over the internet. Now, the way it works, and we're not going to go into all of the minute details, but we're just going to talk about a cloud. Now, what a cloud is if you think of an external hard drive to your computer. Now, it's not in your home, it's somewhere out there in the cloud or in the network. And what it does is it allows you, because it's so large, it can allow several hundred or one person, 10 people, several hundred people, 1,000 people to see, hear, and interact with an event at the same time in real time. Now, why is that advantageous? Well, number one, you're able to communicate with one another. Now, just like we spent the first 2 or 3 minutes here talking about the pandemic, well, it's good to hear other people's opinions because you can't get that in the coffee shop or sitting in your favorite restaurant. You can't do that anymore. So you have to have a place, and people need to communicate. All people, we all are communicators. That's what we do. That's part of the human existence. You either communicate in writing, you either communicate with pictures, or you either communicate with words. So we all have thoughts and ideas on the current topics of the day. We all have thoughts and ideas on ways we think things can be done better. And we all need to make money. So the thoughts and ideas that we have and the videos using Zoom or WebEx or any of those, you can share pictures, okay? You can share conference, but of course the major thing that we have to get our visually impaired and hearing impaired and mobility impaired brothers and sisters on board with as quick as possible is we've got to be able to get them reemployed. This tool, Zoom, WebEx, whatever, works for us, works well for us. A, we don't have to do transportation. B, we don't have to, be out there in the elements. Okay, you can work it from your den, your living room, your, couch, and you are allowed to sit there. And as long as the top half of you is decent, if you have video enabled, you're okay. You could have on, your pajamas, which is what I have on now. And as long as your video is enabled, and they only see the top half of you, so you can have your you can work. You can work from home. There are tons. Uh, I'm experimenting now with doing call in and JAWS. I'm trying to get JAWS adapted to working with some of these call in centers because that business is going to jump 4-5-fold within the next 5 years. Like I was alluding to earlier, brick and mortar places are going to be just like the Studebaker. You know, it's a good car, but it's outlived its usefulness. I truly believe that a lot of your brick and mortar stores are either going to come online, which means they will need people to take calls and assist their customers with ordering stuff. There's going to be help desk technician job to where if Zoom doesn't work the way you think it should, somebody can get in there and assist you. There's going to be the medical position, the medical, field is going to be at a point where, like I was telling you earlier, unless you are on your last leg, you're not going to get an in-person doctor because it's more efficient and they have the capability to do this. The only thing they're lacking right now is the ability to take your temperature, in my case, take my sugar, test my sugar and get my A1C reading or my normal reading and stuff like that. They haven't got that, but they're working on that even as we speak. So that what will happen in the future is you will do all of your simple medical stuff and they will look you over and examine you. And if, let's say you had a portable camera, let's say you had a skin rash. Well, you can take the portable camera and focus it on the skin rash and increase the resolution and you can see it. No, the doctor doesn't touch it, but at least he can get some kind of idea of what that is. So if you do have to go to the doctor's office, they're prepared for you. So I'm saying that this Zoom and this, we really need to get out front on this because I guarantee you that churches, everybody's doing it. I mean, look, even the schools, I don't know if they're using, well, yeah, they are using Zoom. They're using Zoom also. So we must, our kids, sighted, visually impaired, whatever, they are learning Zoom as becoming a part of their arsenal. They're going to have to know how to share, documents and pictures and collaborate on stuff. This is going to be the way of the world for the foreseeable future. Like I said, I am fortunate that I got some books and sat down and played with it, and I'm pretty comfortable using it. It's not difficult once you get the Zoom. New notifications from LL1inch.com. Excuse me. Once you get the Zoom app installed on your iDevice or your computer, it works really well. I think that that TDAC, which they're always forward thinking over there. I got to give them credit for it. They are seeing the value of Zoom, and what we've got to do is get the DSBs and the state, because right now, we've got kids going to school and getting Chromebooks. Okay, well, just between me, you, and the back fence, the Chromebook is not compatible with NVDA, which is a voice synthesizer, a free voice synthesizer. Now, it does work with JAWS, but JAWS, as of, let's see, the day is the 31st, Tuesday, JAWS is not going to allow people to get JAWS for free. You have to pay $800-900. Okay, you don't have that if mom and dad ain't working, and you don't have that. So, again, they're using these Chromebooks and Zoom to go over the net to do schoolwork. What if the mother's blind or can't see at all? How does she or he help her son or daughter? Okay, so we've got to get DSB to take excuse the expression, but take their head out of the sand and go ahead and attack this stuff head on, because this is the way it's going to be, for at least another year, at least enough, because the vaccine, even if they came out with a vaccine tomorrow, it's going to take 9 to 12 months before it propagates, so that everybody's got it, and it's working effectively with everybody. So my thing is, let's not wait and be an afterthought. Let's get out there right now. Let's talk to our legislators, talk to the people that that have the power to do this, and let's get our kids or our visually impaired, mobility impaired, and hearing impaired people on this stuff. Let's let them be the ones that's applying for the job first, and going out to Home Depot, and there's just tons of people, and Christmas time is coming up. So they need extra people. They need a lot of people, but they need even extra people. Amazon, places like that, their phones are going to be ringing off the hook. And a blind person can do this if he or she, if first we have to get JAWS compatible to the website, to their online portal. And then we have to, get the people trained up so that they feel comfortable in doing this. And that's going to be a pretty big learning curve, but we got to do it. I mean, I'm sure when the first computers came out, people were saying, "Oh, you can't do these blind computers. I know blind person can do that." No. Or the first Microsoft Word that came out, I'm sure they said, "Well, you can't do this, you can't do that." Can't have it. This is the 21st century. Either we're going to be left behind, or we got to get out front and get it out ahead of this. And so again, the loading of Zoom and the bringing up of all of the different apps and stuff. Of course, you can do Zoom on your iPhones, iPads, MacBook Pros, all that. And you can do Zoom on your Windows-based computer, okay? And you can do it, so that it will work on, I think it works, I'm pretty sure it works on an Android device also. I don't have one, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that it works on every device out there. So, again, I think we have to be able to think ahead. And there's no need of thinking that this is going to magically disappear, because it's not. Okay? we're going to have to go in gradual where there's less and less people dying, and then there's less and less people getting in. And just like it propagated through the United States, it's going to have to unpropagate through the United States. And I, like I said, I will say this too, if and this is a totally different subject, and please forgive me for interjecting this, but I said that I will be willing to assist anybody that you guys, if you know anybody, a mom and pop that's got a Chromebook and they can't see and they're trying to help their daughter or son, or, it's just a mom and she can't see, and she's trying to help her daughter or son get through school with Zoom and all that, and they're having problems, you can give me a call and I won't even charge you. I'm busy, but I'm not that busy, But I think that it's so important that our children, when I say our children, I mean, visually impaired and mobility impaired, hearing impaired. I think that it's important that our children learn how to use this tool and get comfortable with it. It's not just, I can get on Zoom. That's a great thing. Oh, I'm the bee's knees. No, you've got to be able to use Zoom to do a job or to go to school or to take online classes at the community college or at NC State or Chapel Hill or wherever, So it's not so much to be a Zoom user, it's to be able to use Zoom in the completion of a task, whether it be school, work, church, whatever. And with that, I'm finished. Are there any questions? Can y'all hear me? Hello? Yeah, dang it. I did all that. Hello?
I hear you, and thank you.
Oh, good. Okay. I had
Yeah,
turned Jaws down because it kept interrupting me.
yes,
Okay.
excellent. Thank you, Lee.
Alma Rodriguez gives a thumbs up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you, Miss Alma.
Yeah, yes, yes.
I just, like I say, folks, I mean, in this, when we decide to go down this slippery slope of computer technology, it's constantly in a state of flux. So you're constantly having to learn new stuff all the time.
Yes.
So
yes.
until you decide, hey, I don't want to do it no more, I'm gonna live with what I got,
Yes.
and limit yourself,
Yes.
then you're constant. And this is not, Zoom is not that hard. It really isn't. All you do is download the app, put the app on your device, and give it and set it to work and get a user ID and an access code. Mm-hmm. And the quality of sound is much better. The high fidelity. If you remember back in the day, some of you older people like myself, you remember the high fidelity speakers, and they sounded better than regular. Well, Zoom uses some of that technology in the cloud to make the Zoom conference voice much better than just regular, like if you use freeconferencecall.com or something, that can be a little tinny at times. But this really gives you a very high quality speech, and it's great. And so, like I say, TDAC has my telephone number. So, like I say, if anybody, don't don't hesitate to give me a call. I'll call you back. We'll resolve whatever it is, and we'll go from there. Because with these new Chromebooks, they have Narrator, which is a Microsoft inherent voice synthesizer, and that works. Now, it's not as robust as NVDA or JAWS, but it does work. So, we can get that to work.
Okay. Well, Lee, thank you. Is anyone would like to ask any questions? We are going to close out at 3:30, Lee.
What
Um,
time is it now?
it's 14 minutes after 3.
Oh, okay, well, good.
Yeah.
I didn't
So,
talk too much. Yeah,
no, you did a beautiful job. Thank you.
yeah, okay.
I applaud you. Yes, thank you very much for coming on and being informative of what you have done. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Is anyone that's online would like to ask Lee Davis questions? Please, will you do it now? And I know that I'm sure that whatever you answer, he'll do his best to answer. Hello, anyone? Mm.
No,
Yes, Ronnie.
I do. May I make a quick comment? I do think that there needs to be some balance between technology, but staying in the real world. So to speak, if you can safely interact with people, I encourage that. But being on Zoom all the time can wear you out.
Yeah, I agree, Rodney. But for right now, for people like me and you, brother, it's kind of not safe to go out there and sit at your local coffee shop and have a cup of coffee because you don't know who's coming in there. You know, it just ain't safe no more, man. Hey,
Yeah.
Thank you, Rami. Is anybody else would like to participate?
Oh, we have a question from
Okay.
TDOC Zoom host.
Oh,
What do you
good.
think the future of assistive technology will look like? What are some of the big steps forward that need to be taken?
well, I think assistive technology needs to be easier for users. In other words, I think you should have to use it like you would put on a shirt or something, where it's very simple to use, but it's very complex. Now, I don't want to go too deep in it, but there's thing called artificial intelligence or augmented intelligence. And what that is teaching a computer to do a particular task based on its own reasoning of how you did the task before. For example, every day I check my bank account. Okay, I go to Wells Fargo and I open up my account and I make sure that my money says the same thing it did last night. So I would like, I shouldn't have to use the computer. There should be something I should be able to say like check bank account, and it go out there and it looks at all my little bank accounts and comes back with 5 different zeros. But no, but it would tell me what I have in the account. I think that through artificial intelligence that it can compensate for what we may or may not be able to see on a video screen. And now I'm speaking to me as a totally blind person. Um, it can compensate. I have a girl that I'm working with right now, and she's working for the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. And what she has to do is say a spiel every time she gets a call. They give her a spiel that they want her to say. And and because web developers love to change everything around, the spiel moves. So even if I write her a script in JAWS, it never stays there. It's always someplace different. An artificially intelligent JAWS would find that spiel and speak it to her, it automatically moves in. I think that, that we're going to automate the boring stuff. I guess that's the best way to put it. Automate the mundane tasks that we have to do on a computer to, to be like a sighted person.
So like Siri, but integrated with more apps.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Siri uses something called natural language processing, NLP. And what it does is it understands what you are saying. When you say Siri, how do you spell defenestration? It knows when you say, how do you spell? It knows you mean you want a letter by letter answer to your question. And what I would like to see the future of it is going to be using natural language processing along with artificial intelligence to, when you say, Siri, go out and tell me what my bank account
Alma
is.
Rodriguez has left the meeting.
And they will go out, get, go to your bank account. You've already put that in your password and all that good stuff, and it'll go out there and it'll get your money, get what you have left in your account and bring it back to you. And, a lot of the things you have to do, like, copying files and sorting and all the little tasks that we do daily as Windows or Mac users will become automated. In other words, you'll say, I want the last document I wrote. It'll go out there, go to my documents, check the dates, look at all the dates on all the documents that end in DOCX and say, okay, this one has the latest date. So that's the one he wants. Give it to him. It's going to be great. I mean, you will have time you won't have to worry about the mundane stuff, so you can think about the more important stuff.
Okay. Well, thanks, Lee. Is anybody else that has a question?
I actually have a question about the Chromebooks.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I don't remember I don't know if they still are, but Chromebooks used to be the least expensive computer on the market.
They are.
Maybe the cost of the computer could offset the price of Zoom. I mean,
Yeah.
JAWS.
Well, remember now, Zoom doesn't cost you but $15 a month if you buy it. Okay.
I mean JAWS. I meant to say JAWS.
Huh? You meant to say JAWS?
Like,
yeah. Well, again, yeah. Well, JAWS is a for-profit business, so the only way JAWS would go to, and I had the pleasure of speaking with a JAWS representative, and I asked him, I said, well, look, all these guys everybody's getting Apples and iPhones and iPads and all that. He said, sir, let me tell you something. Apple only has 2% of the market in assistive technology. When they get up to 10, we'll worry about it. But right now, we're not worried about it, because even though all of us have iPhones and iPads, you can't use an iPhone or iPad at work. You've got to go back to JAWS because that's what's in the place of business. Now, working from home, it might, but I mean, connecting a MacBook Pro, let's say, to the Home Depot website, I don't know if that will work. I don't know, but these are the kind of things that we need, our engineers over there at Division of Services for the Blind to be investigating and telling us, how to do this kind of stuff, and so that we can, be productive citizens in the 21st century.
Okay, thank you. Also, TDEC Zoom host said for the last question, thank you, good answer.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Well, listen,
great.
Lee, I'm
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
say we really thank you so much. Very,
Well, it's been
very
my
much.
pleasure. You know,
Uh,
I don't get to talk much anymore, so when I do, I love it.
well, I want to say again, as to you, your presentation was phenomenal and unique and very informative. Thank you for stepping up, accepting our invite as a guest for the second section. Really appreciate this very much. So, um, you learn a lot. You understand, listening to you, and I'm gonna have you again. Come back.
Well, anytime, just give me a call. And like I
Really
say,
appreciate.
we're trying to help out here. I'm trying to do my part.
Uh-huh.
Some people can cure the sick. Some people can do all kinds of things. I can fix computers. So that's my thing, So,
Yes, and
so
that is
that's it.
awesome. Thank you, thank you. So, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sign off. Going to close. Again, I want to thank everybody for attending both of the sessions, events. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to have you again. Thank you again.
All right. Have a
Have
great day.
have a wonderful weekend.
You do likewise.
Thank you.
Hold F4, end meeting or leave meeting. Enter.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.